All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Wilmington Rotary Club, where we unite for good to make Wilmington a place where we can all thrive. Please join me in standing for the invocation and pledge led by Ken Morris.
Shall we pray? We thank you, Father, for your presence with us again. We thank you for this Rotary Club. We thank you for our district governor, Andi Young, and the way she can coordinate to help take our service around the world. We thank you for protecting us during this hurricane season, and we ask you to continue to protect us through this season. Bless us now during this gathering. May we continue to follow your direction and your guidance. May the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart always be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Speaking of Ken, I really appreciate what he does when he does the invocation. He doesn't just come up here and do a routine, but he personalizes it to be relevant to our speaker, our program, and our current events. So thank you, Ken, and the entire invocation team for the care that you guys take when you deliver these messages. If you'd like to join that team, by the way, you can reach out to George Gates, and I'm sure he'd love to have you a part of that team. All right, Caitlin Richards tells me that odds are really, really good. If you get by a raffle ticket today, you could be a winner. So it's not too late to do that. So make sure you do that, and it supports our cart bucket. The buckets are on your tables there, and there's also a QR code on the bucket that you can scan. And then finally, if you haven't already picked up your handbook, they're in the back there waiting for you, and make sure you get one on your way out. Couple things I wanted to say before we roll into Sergeant at Arms. It's a great time of the year. College football is finally here. There we go. We got weather. The weather may be getting a little cooler, maybe, which may be good, maybe not. I mean, I really enjoyed the pool yesterday, so not looking forward to cool weather too much. And then it's the first day of school. Everyone's back to school. So my kids were real excited about going to school today, so we got there a little early, and there was already 50 cars in line in front of us, and the school wasn't even open yet. They weren't even taking kids yet. So I'm wondering, hey, if you're the first car, first off, you had to get there like 20, 30 minutes before the school's even open. So what are you saying? Like, my kids are really eager to go back to school? Or could it be it's just been a really, really long summer? Please take my kids. I don't know. Anyway, it's a great time of the year. So let's roll into Sergeant at Arms with Sean. There you are.
All right, welcome everybody. I've got two guests actually today, and they are attending their first day of fourth grade, and it's my son Towns Frelke and his friend Stuart. So they are here and they are anxious to leave now so they can go play. So you can leave now, Towns. All right, we have lots of guests. Joe Owen has a guest, but Wilbur's going to introduce her.
Fellow Rotarians, it's my pleasure to introduce Joe Owen's guest. Joe could not be here again this week, and it's my privilege to host her as well. Her name is Donna Higgins, and she is a retired educator, superintendent of schools. In fact, her last job was superintendent of the schools for the Archdiocese of Baltimore. And she's been in Wilmington since July, and she is a Rotarian. And as I said last week, let's get moving and get that application going through for her, okay? Donna Hargens.
Paul Lawler has a guest. Paul has a guest.
My guest again is Jay from the Battleship, and he should be inducted next week. So welcome.
And Chris Honig has a guest.
Rotarians, like to welcome back Lee Williams with us, back for another meeting. Lee and I have known each other a long time. Lee owns his own investment firm, Gold Leaf Investments in Wilmington. He and I will be up at the NC State game on Thursdays, usually both cheering on the Pack, but he's an ECU alum, so we'll be on opposite sides this Thursday. But great guy, get to know him, and also running for board of Aldermen in Wrightsville Beach. So thanks, Lee.
And Dory Bashali has a guest. Dory Bashali.
Hello, Rotarians. Please help me welcome Paul Niggle to our Rotary meeting today. His membership application is in. Paul is a soon-to-be retired Marine after 20 years of service. He also is a fellow with the New Hanover County Strategy Office and serves on the library board, and just shared with me that the new downtown library is soon to be open in October. So stay tuned for hopefully a date announced, potentially October 6th, celebrating the grand opening. So thank you and welcome, Paul.
And Terry Smith has a guest right at the same table.
Rotarians, once again, welcome Prince Alabid. Prince is with Symphony One. His firm offers alternative investments. They're hedge fund managers. And if you remember from last week, if you've got an angry neighbor or ex and they planted IEDs in your front yard, this is your man to undetonate them. Thank y'all. Thanks, Terry.
And then Joe Owen has another guest. Max, if you'll stand up because Joe's not here and just introduce yourself, that'd be great.
I'm really happy to be here. My name's Max Wagenseller. I'm a young real estate professional working with my family sales team at Keller Williams, and I have a property management company that we run as well. And this is my third time being a guest, and I'll have an application in hopefully soon.
And then Gabe Rich has a guest. Gabe has a guest.
Gabe had a guest. Hey, Gabe.
My guest is Thelma Karetsowitz. She comes from the dental industry, and she's currently doing merchant systems, electronic merchant systems. If you're processing credit cards, she can save you a lot of money. So welcome, Thelma.
All right, that's our report.
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. So those of you that are new members here, we talk a lot about the best thing you can do is get on a committee and serve the club. And Peter Miller has done exactly that. And he is making his debut today with Health and Happiness.
All right. Well, thanks, Chris. Well, thank you, David. Yeah, I think when I was asked different committees I wanted to join, I gave Donna Shiro a few, and immediately Steve sent me an email right away, and I was like, guess I'm joining that. So thank you guys. It's a pleasure to do Health and Happiness, and I was told I have 3 minutes, so I'm going to try to get this done in 2.5 or more, in about 2.5. So let's start off with birthdays. Birthdays for the week, we have Dale Smith. Happy birthday to Dale, actually today, 8/26. So happy birthday, Dale. Ramona Farrell tomorrow, 8/27. We have John Lilly, 8/30. Albert Corbett, 8/31. And Teresa Huffman, 8/31 also. Let's all give a big round of applause for birthdays. All right. We also have some membership anniversaries coming up. We have today, we have two. We have Steve Coggins, 11 years in Rotary. And we have Nancy Bullock with 22 years in Rotary today. We have Rick Willits, September 1st with 52 years in Rotary. And we have Greg Lewis on September 1st also with 39 years in Rotary. So congratulations to all of you guys on your anniversaries. And then we have some happiness. A few just came in. We want to first congratulate Tyler Wooden. as Tyler started a new position at Brightspeed as the VP Engineering, Product and Carrier Relations. And also congratulations to Rafaela Dejanovic, who just closed on a house, on a new home. So congratulations to that. Yeah. And another one we just got in, Michael Gillespie's not here right now because Michael's, he's running a booth for Rotaract today. And so far they've had 81 students already that have been interested, with 2 hours still to go in that program. So that's really good news there. So I decided, instead of doing some jokes today, because I do have a ton of dad jokes for many years, my family's got me the gag jokes from in my stocking of different dad jokes 365 days a year. So I wanted to tie in with what District Governor Andy's talk is today, and wanted to do some quotes. And so that's unite for good because you can. And so the first quote wanted to do is, unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. Maddie Stepanek. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Helen Keller. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. And that's Rudyard Kipling from the Jungle Book. There is no power greater than a community discovering what it cares about. And that's by Margaret Wheatley. And the last one to leave you with is, we must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you, guys. Let's have a great week.
All right, thank you, Peter. And that's great news on our Rotaract Club. And it's also really great news. Last week while we were meeting here, there was an explosion on New Center Drive, and several firefighters were injured. And our club pulled together and made a donation to help those injured firefighters. So thank you, those on our board and our foundation, for approving that. Thank you, Paul, for putting that information together and getting us out there on that. I heard over the weekend that most of the firefighters are doing much better. So that's really great news. And if you haven't had a chance to make a donation and want to, there's information in my weekly email on that. All right. Allison. Allison is our relatively new member, and Allison Hemet is here to give us her new member talk.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Kind of winging it here. So this is either going to be the fastest new member speech or someone's going to be getting out the hook. So we'll see how this goes. But I am Allison Hammett from Concord, North Carolina. I moved here in 1997 to get as far from Concord as humanly possible, but still have in-state tuition. So I graduated from UNCW in 2001 with a biology degree, and like so many of my friends, just Wilmington was home, and I decided I just wanted to stay here and joined the highly educated retail and service sector. So I kind of made my way through a few different career choices, and it was working in commercial property management at Suncoast Partners with Grayson Powell and Teresa Huffman and so many others. That's where I first learned about Rotary. And I always thought that was a really exciting, kind of interesting thing to do. But being in property management, schedule just didn't quite allow it. It was working in property management that I realized that I didn't like exploding toilets, but I really liked the number side of things. And that's what sparked my interest in accounting. And I graduated from UNCW's master's program in accounting this past May. Wow. Yes, it's just been a few months. So midlife career change. I'm an audit associate with Sharp Patel CPA here in town, and aspiring CPA. And let's see. Oh, as far as a fun fact about me, I love everything cars and motorcycles. I've got a couple bikes, been riding for 20 some years. I've got a Model T that was my grandfather's. That was a fun endeavor, learning how to drive it. And my fiance and I actually met at Cars and Coffee in 2022, in June 2022, and he proposed to me at Cars and Coffee in June of 2024, and we are actually getting married next month. So that's it. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Allison. So glad to have you in our club. All right. Leaders in Service, as you know, this is our biggest fundraiser, our only fundraiser, and it funds so many of the committees we do here and helps us do what we did last week with the firefighters. And we have a new leadership team. Donna Cameron and Albert Sameta are co-chairing the committee this year. And so they would like to come up here and talk about that program a little bit more and introduce some of the players. And here you are. Go for it.
Hey, everybody. And Allison, where are you? Welcome. We're so glad you're here. All right. Y'all, President David just shared it's football season. And I talked to Chris Honig. He's fired up about the game Thursday night. Laura Lau loved Peter's kind of wolf pack touch there. So in that spirit, today, the Leaders and Service team wants to kick us off. And it's bigger and better than any football game in the whole world. And the reason it's bigger and better is because of each of you, our Rotarians. So I want to let you know, and this is just a quick commercial, next year's event is Tuesday, May 12th at the UNCW Burney Center. They're super excited we're coming back. The goal that has been set by the team, $125,000. So that's exciting. I'm very thankful Albert and I are co-chairs for the Leaders and Service Initiative. And Bob Kitchen has agreed to mentor us along the way. I'll get some coaching emails from him every now and then. But I also want to recognize Mark Deloach and Jack Clark. These are the money guys. These are our fundraiser solicitation gurus, and you'll hear from them shortly. Also, John Hatcher. I haven't seen John, but John is staying on board as a mentor as well. And then Pam Hardy is going to lead the nomination committee with Gabe Rich has agreed to be her mentor and co-chair. Gabe, you're here. Will you please stand? Yes. We want to make sure everybody knows you. And Mimi Cunningham. Mimi is our selection chair, and we're super excited about that. Al?
All right, so I'm going to pick up where Donna left off. If you wouldn't mind just standing up when I say your name. So Kat Marinich, she's going to head the banquet chair committee. She's the chair of the banquet committee. I don't think Lucy, is Lucy here, Holman? She's chair of the hospitality committee. I know Lou's here. Lou DeGusto is here heading the video production of the event. John Meyer, the marketing and PR chair. And then Vicki Scott, the program chair. Molly Shiflett, the award design chair. And then Jimmy Brewer, the Leaders in Service website design chair. Thank you all. So now I'm going to turn it over to the solicitation sponsor co-chairs, Mark Deloach and Jack Clark.
Thank you, Albert. We are delighted to be in this position. I'm Jack Clark, co-chair Mark Deloach. We're delighted to have this responsibility to raise money for our fundraiser this year. I know that most people know, and we talk a lot, and there's a lot of time and energy goes into selecting leaders in this community, and we've done that over the last 4 years. But there's another component to this initiative, and that is raising money for the foundation. And that's what Mark and I are going to be involved with the team. We have built a team of probably about 16 people now. We're still building the team. And we'll be rolling that out to the membership and introducing you to the team next month. So we look forward to that. And we look forward to your all's participation in both endeavors. In again, identifying and raising up and looking at the community leaders that we have chosen, and secondly, participating in when a solicitor knocks on your door to ask for money. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mark.
Thank you, Jack. So one of the things I was very surprised about when I learned about Leaders in Service is how new it is. We've only had 4 years, and this is the only Rotary Club internationally that has Leaders in Service. In fact, we own the leadersinservice.org website. So we've had 4 great years, and 2026 will be our 5th. Many in our club make this happen. As you've heard about, many who were not even announced here today. But I want to ask this. Could I see a show of hands of those who've been to one of our banquets? Okay, most people, that's great. I think everyone should try to make it. One of the things that you will see is that we're being recognized more and more in the community. And that's for several reasons. Advertising, word of mouth, and then the caliber of our honorees. You can see the 2025 honorees up on the screen here, and they're incredible leaders in service in our community. The second goal of the Leaders in Service program is to raise money, as Jack has talked about. And so that's what we're here for today. We've increased every year since 2022 when this was founded, and it was a $60,000 goal that year. And as Donna said, we're going for 125, so over double for this year, for 2026. So as you know, Rotary is a service organization. And with that, in our raising of money, we want to recognize our sponsors, and we do that at the awards banquet itself, as well as in print and in the media and word of mouth. So Rotary, being a service organization, it is made up of all of us. And what that means is time, talent, and treasure. The way I look at it is we are the talent and the time that we put into the projects that we do. But Leaders in Service is the only fundraiser that we have per year. And so our goal is to increase this each year so we can reach further into the community. The goal being 125,000 is a steep goal. What we're looking to do is expand this into many more businesses in the community, but we're also looking for the membership to contribute. A lot of people, I think, I did myself, thought that the quarterly dues that we pay go to help fund our foundation. They don't. They pay for our meals and everything that goes on here today. So we need to, as an organization here, help raise that money through outside sources as well as through our membership with what everyone can afford. So to wrap up here, and I know David wants us to get this done, we're going to come back next month, and we'll be back after that. We're forming the team. We want anybody else who is interested to reach out to us after the meeting or call us, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We've had great success. It's being recognized. It's going to be fun. So we want you to come join us, and we will see you next month. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the whole team. Real excited about this year's program. 5 years is really something to be proud of. And I can't wait to see who the new honorees are going to be this year. So, all right. So now I'm going to introduce Kathy Barlow. She is an assistant governor with the district, and she is going to introduce today's speaker.
I feel silly being introduced because this is my club, but I've done this a couple of times, introduced Andi, and I've got to say Andi and I were presidents in the same year, and I thought I knew her, and I found out that I didn't know much about Andi at all, so I want to share just a little bit. Andi said highlights, so I'm going to try. First of all, she was born in the Bronx, for those of you that are from the North. She is a chemist and worked as a chemist for a medical supply company. Then she went to Cleveland and was a research and marketing person there. And she worked then later with cement building materials, and worked at the chemical aspect of that and holds several patents in that area, which just amazed me. Then she went to LA and oversaw 7 companies in an operational aspect. And then she came to Wilmington in 1998, and she worked in the pharmaceutical industry for about 20 years. And she has written and published articles in trade journals, many, too many to name. And she joined Rotary West in 2017. And she's done all things Rotary. She's served a club committee. She served in district committees. She was president of her club, as I mentioned. She's a Paul Harris Fellow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She's all things Rotary. Please help me welcome our governor, Andi Young.
When you stand up and applaud before I say a word out of my mouth, it just overwhelms me a little bit. It truly does. So thank you for that. Thank you for the warm welcome. I know many of you here today, and it's good to see you. I'm going to start talking about the Rotary 4-Way Action Plan, and then I'm going to bounce around. My program's changed up a little bit, but the Rotary Action Plan, I'm going to start with the first aspect, which is increasing our ability to adapt. And I'm going to turn this on so I can walk around. Okay. So we increase our ability to, where do I need to stay away from? Stay away from the speaker. So as I was training to be in this position, I was working with a Rotary International president, Mario Cesar from Brazil. And he came to a lot of sessions, our PETS training and different sessions, and we saw his vision, and we got the opportunity to know him. And shortly before Calgary, the International Convention at Calgary this year, which is where they really do the official changeover in Rotary International presidents, from it would have been Stephanie to Mario. Mario decided for very personal reasons that he'd had to step away from his leadership position. And he's still in Rotary, he's still very much involved, but he had to step away. So the directors and the trustees got together and said, wow, who are we going to talk to? And they talked to this gentleman, Francesco Breza from Sicily, and he graciously agreed to step into the role without having known all of the Rotarians that Mario had the advantage to meet, and without all the background that Mario had. Talk about ability to adapt. Very much so. And he stepped in to the role a few short weeks before Calgary, and his first big address to Rotarians was 16,000 people in Calgary. Yeah, I see people going, wow. It kind of like, I couldn't imagine it. He's friends with Mario. He decided to keep Mario's message, which is unite for good. If you're a pin person, grab a pin, they're on the tables. If we need more, I have more I can bring to give David to hand out. But anyway, so increasing our ability to adapt. We've had a lot of adapting there. The person who was scheduled to follow Mario was a gentleman from Korea. And about 6-8 months ago, he announced he's dealing with pancreatic cancer. So he asked for the grace to just step back a little bit from all of the roles that he had to do, all the trainings, and not to step out of his position as Rotary International president-elect, but just to step back from all the day-to-day activities. So about 4 weeks ago now, we got a message that his doctors advised him, no, he needs to completely step out of the role. So now we're in a situation where we don't have an elect. So again, talking about, ability to adapt and not knowing what's going on, where we're heading. Well, we know where we're heading. We just don't know who's stepping into the role to take us there. A lot of challenges with that. So the message, unite for good. He asks us to unite in a way that we can unite to, he says the world is divided geographically, politically, and ideologically. I couldn't agree more. Sorry, you're gonna have to go to voicemail because I don't know who you are. Forget. So I don't know about you guys. I don't like watching the news in the morning anymore. It's just not a nice way to start my day with this political climate, the things going on geographically in the world. And I keep moving, so I'm sorry, your camera's you're shifting with me. See, ability to adapt, I'm telling you, I love it. With that, I had asked our district leaders to take up the cause or the philosophy of you can. And by you can't, I'm gonna move again. By you can, I think a lot of times we question our abilities to be able to accomplish something. We question our resources. We don't believe in ourselves. But I believe that you can do anything you put your mind to, right? You guys have done so much good in the community. You do so much good throughout the world that anything is possible. And as a district leader, I'm here not to tell you guys what to do. You know your club, you know how you operate. I'm here as a resource. We've got resources throughout the district for anything you want help with, alternate club types, alternate membership types. I know you've got an under 40 group in here. Congratulations for thinking outside the box. I love that. But I have resources not only at the district level, but at the zone level. And if you're not aware, for the new people in the room, we, our district, we belong to a zone. Our zone goes from Pennsylvania through North Carolina, a little bit of South Carolina, sorry, Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and that encompasses our zone. And then we're paired. We have paired zones. So we're sistered with Zone 34, which is Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, and the Caribbean. For some reason, Bermuda belongs to New York. I can never figure that one out, but they didn't ask my opinion, so I'm just gonna go with it. So that's what I want to say about that. And here I go again, moving on you, I'm sorry. So we're gonna get a little interactive now because I talked about our ability to adapt. The next portion of the action plan is increasing our impact in the community. So this is where we have some interaction. How can we increase our impact in the community? And I'm not above bribes. I've got candy. Here we go. How can we increase our impact? Raise more money for the foundation, for your club foundation, for the Rotary Foundation, all of it. Thank you. So not to be confused with the Rotary International Foundation, but he was specifically speaking to your foundation, which is also important in the community. How else can we increase our impact? Community service? Who said that? Community service. What about community service? Excellent. Now, if you're going to increase your impact, you have to know where you start, right? So you have to know how many people you serve, how many backpacks you pack, so you can judge whether you're actually increasing our impact. How about expanding? Oh, we have somebody over there. Come on. I love that, Molly. Thank you. Toot your own horn. Let the community know you're here. And I sometimes ask clubs, if your club was to dissolve tomorrow, would your community know you were gone? I don't have to ask that of this club. You're a powerhouse. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let your Rotary light shine and recruit new members. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Partner with other organizations serving in the community. I've got more candy. They're all lifesavers.
We can do more, get more Paul Harris fellows. Thank you for your support. It's much easier this club for Paul Harris. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. So thank you. If you're not aware, it takes a donation of $1,000 or the equivalent of 1,000 points to become a Paul Harris Fellow. And I was able to garner points in the district to help further that cause. And Ramona has been feeding me all the names of people who have reached a level where we can get those matching points. If you've got a lot of points to your name, they're doing you no good. I'm just saying that right there. Donate them to somebody else that you think is doing a really good job in Rotary that could either step up to the next Paul Harris level or step up to their first Paul Harris Fellow, and we can recognize them. We've got a club in the district, and this just astounds me. They're going to be recognizing 60 people for Paul Harris Fellows at an event. They're either first-time Paul Harris Fellows or they're leveling up. So I cannot wait to go to that event. It's going to be phenomenal. Unfortunately for me, it's not that close to me, but, but that's okay. It's a big accomplishment. How can we enhance our participant engagement? Oh, come on now. I still have more candy. Thank you. Okay. Yep. I'm sorry. Absolutely. Mentor new members and get them active in committees. The first time when I joined my club, the very first club I joined, they put me as sergeant at arms. So I had to greet everyone at the door and learn their names. Well, I had a couple jokers in the club. What's my name? Oh, you don't know your name? Today you're Jack. The next week, what's my name? Oh, today you're Stewart. So yeah, don't mess with me. Make Rotary fun. Yes, I love Make Rotary fun. Thank you. My current club, that is the 5th leg of the 4-way test. We've added Make It Fun. I encourage you to do that if you like. Steal it. We do a lot of stealing in Rotary. It's allowed. Okay. You're welcome. So candy would be fun. I'll come over with some more candy. Did I hit all 4? Increasing our impact, expanding our reach, enhancing participant engagement, and increasing our ability to adapt. Got it? Okay. So a little bit of brag on your club. I don't even know where to start. I know Paul has been after me to join the WC Read program. So somehow I'm going to have to connect with that, because I think one of my favorite projects of all times was the dictionaries for 3rd graders. And I don't know about you, but we put the little Rotary emblem inside that book, and I went to the schools, and those 3rd graders were like, I can write my name in this book. And we said, yeah. And they never had a book in their house before that was theirs. So they were just thrilled. And it just, made an impact on me. I just never saw that before, never thought of it before. Some of the other things that you do the blood drive, you do the Miracle League, park cleanup. Terry Smith, you take care of the largest rotary wheel in the world. If you don't know where that is, it's over by Greenfield Lake, and thank you for that. There's the Hometown Heroes. You've got the Rotaract Club at UNCW. You've given a lot of money to Hurricane Helene efforts and the UNCW scholarships. So I need to give out some more candy, I think. So I left my cards in the back. If there's anything you'd like to talk about, you've got candy over here. They're just not sharing with you. Gosh. Oh my gosh, somebody's hogging it at that table. Okay. Any questions on anything I've shared so far? Okay. Now we're going to do something a little fun. And I've got more candy. I promise. We're going to play a little trivia game. Okay. How old am I? Well, what year was the rotary wheel first adopted? Come on. 1929, very close. Who said that? 1929? 1923. Not bad, not bad at all. Oh, you have no candy. When and where was the first Rotary Club formed? Chicago. Everyone gets candy for that. What year? 1905. You guys have candy? Robbie needs a lot of candy. One of my questions, and it's not fair, you guys cheat, is I asked the clubs, what are the how many areas of focus do we have? How many? They're on the table, 7. It's on the table. But I've heard everything from 2 to 10, and then I give bonus points if they can name them. Would you like to name them then? Get to know them. Those are the real areas of focus for Rotary. The environment was something that was adopted since I've been in Rotary, so it's fairly new. Okay. When were women first invited into Rotary? Nope, in Rotary International. 1990s. So in 1978, 3 women were invited to join the Rotary Club of Duarte, California. Rotary International said, nope, we're pulling your charter. So Rotary Club of Duarte did not like that. They're pretty strong people. Those liberals. So they appealed to the California Supreme Court in 1985. And the California Supreme Court said, we're upholding Rotary International's decision. No women in Rotary as members. So again, Rotary Club of Duarte was pretty strong people. They appealed to the United States Supreme Court. And got to make sure I get it right. In 1987, the 3 females were actually inducted into the Rotary Club of Duarte, California. All the females in this room have been in leadership positions in Rotary. Thank you for keeping it strong. Appreciate you, each and every one of you. Bonus points if you know the first female district governor. We've got an award right now. No. In 1995. So it took from 1987 to 1995 to get the first female district governor. And think back, we just had our first female Rotary International president, not but what, 5 years ago. So we're making our way, but we have a ways to go. Really bonus points if you get this one. Who was the first president of the Rotary Club of Chicago? It was not Paul Harris. I've had 3 individuals get this in all the club visits I've had, and I'm pretty impressed that they've gotten that. His name was Sylvester Shield. Do we know how Rotary got its name? Yeah, so there was the 4 businessmen who got together and they rotated their meetings amongst the different homes. Okay, what's our motto? Service above self. Okay, that talks to you know, the service that we do. There's another one that I like even better. He profits most who serves best. I don't like the syntax of it, but he profits most who serves best, because that talks about how when we do service, it comes back to affect us. I like that. What's our vision statement? There I go again. Our vision statement. Together we see a world where people unite to take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. That speaks to me a lot. Has Rotary changed anyone in this club? Yeah. I'm going to start over here with Terry. Terry, you're going to tell, oh, well, would anyone like to share how Rotary's changed their lives? Let me put it that way. Different question. Nobody wants to share? Here we go, Paul. Your group study exchange team sent you to Finland to do study exchange. Thank you. And how did that change you? How did that change you?
Saw a whole new world. That I saw.
Sorry, I asked.
High, their country living right up against Russia. Their pride, their pride of what they have done, what they've accomplished.
Thank you. So if you didn't hear, he went to Finland for study exchange back when there was a lot of tension in the world, and he was in some countries that were neighbors to Russia and actually experienced the tensions that were going on there. Terry, would you like to share?
It's changed my life because I've never been around or was not in this group of men and women except you who were sitting. Now y'all changed my life.
So if you didn't hear that, all the remarkable people in this room that he's around has changed his life for the better, and he appreciates each and every one of you. What else? Okay. I don't know if you've been to events outside of your club or outside of the district even, but so I'm going to carry my, now I get to carry this so I can make sure I don't run late. So I was pretty new to Rotary and went to Rotary Leadership Institute. Has anyone been to Rotary Leadership Institute? Yeah, I encourage everyone who's thinking about a leadership role to go. We've got money in the district to help with that. So at that very first one, I met a fellow, Bill Campa. He's going to be governor in a couple of years. And we just sat next to each other and just really hit it off. A couple weeks ago, I was coming home from Hubert, and the assistant governors tend to come with me. And Bill's he's going to be governor, but he was an assistant governor. So he was at the meeting with me. And I'm on the way home right outside the military base there in Jacksonville, and I get a flat tire. I didn't know it was a flat tire. I was like, oh, this car sounds funny. So I pulled over to check it out. Yeah, I got a flat tire. Open the trunk, pull out the tire, get the jack. I've got sandals on. There's no way I'm budging those lug nuts. So I'm standing there in this gas station right outside the military base. And nobody stopping, nobody saying anything. So I call Bill. Hey, Bill, what you doing? Nothing. What you need? I said, I got a flat tire. Where are you? I tell him. Okay. Give me a couple minutes. Okay. He's hurt his arm, so he grabs a buddy who's not even a Rotarian. Gives me a call. He's like, you got a jack? Yeah, I got a jack. Okay. You still there in front of at the gas station? Didn't move. So they show up, takes them a couple minutes, change the tire in lickety split time because it was already outside the trunk. But on the whole way over, the 5 minutes it took them to drive, they were expecting to get the phone call saying, never mind, one of these Marines just kind of helped me out. Didn't happen. But here's this Rotarian that's a good friend of mine that drags a buddy of his that I don't even know and is not Rotarian to come help this girl 10 o'clock at night. You know, you make friends everywhere you go. Another example, my son went to school at App State in Boone. I love my kid most of the time. No. I do love him. But he's coming home from Boone one night and it's 9 o'clock. The phone rings. Mom, Oh, that's not the mom you want to hear, right? We know. Yes, Matthew, what's up? I'm in Greensboro. Greensboro, Boone, 2 hours. Greensboro, Wilmington, 3 hours. Okay, what you doing in Greensboro? I need gas. Okay. One problem here. I left my wallet in Boone. Ah, okay. Do you have enough gas to get to Boone? No. Do you have enough gas to get to Raleigh? It's only 2 hours. No, I don't think so. Crap. 9 o'clock at night, not what I want to do is driving, 3 hours to bail his butt out. But all of a sudden I remember I've been to Pet several times and it's in Greensboro, North Carolina. I've got friends in Greensboro, North Carolina. So I pick up the phone, not what they want to hear at 9 o'clock at night is the phone ring. They're like, hey, what's up? I said, the kid's stuck. What's he need? He needs some gas. Where is he? No problem. We'll take care of you. You got friends everywhere you go in Rotary. I encourage you, get out, meet people, make friends, join with your community organizations and tie those friendships and relationships together, and we'll all be better off together. Thank you for your time today. Shut me off.
Rotary Foundation on your behalf for speaking here. We've also made a donation to Nourish and See, which has a backpack program that provides food for 2 food insecure children for a whole weekend.
Super.
So we appreciate you being here so much. Does anybody have any questions for her, by the way?
No, I can take my thing off. Yay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next week's program is going to be one of our own again. Rosemary Gutner. She is the business engagement manager for Cape Fear Workforce Development, and she's going to be talking to us on the day after Labor Day about all the things that are happening in our region to bring more workforce here and more companies here employing people. So that should be a really good program. Look forward to seeing you all here. And then after the meeting today, the community service team is having a committee meeting. So if you can see Dory there in the back, they're planning another project for us here in September. So if you want to be on that team or learn more about that team, you can see her. And then Joe Owens sent me this quote. This is from the Rotary International President from 1978 through 1979. His name is Sir Clem Aranouf. And the quote is, Rotary takes ordinary men and women and gives them extraordinary opportunities to do more with their lives than they ever dreamed possible. And that's really what Rotary is all about. So, and then let's see. One other thing. Or do you want to share that? Okay. Steve Yates is going to share something real quick.
Well, thank Peter for stepping up for health and happiness. If any of y'all want to join the joy, please let me know. One important thing about health and happiness is, as Andy was talking about, is knowing people and feeling free about reaching out. I received a message from Katie Crosby right before the meeting started and did not have the opportunity to give it to Peter, but her daughter, June, will be at UNC Children's Hospital next week on September the 2nd for her spinal fusion surgery. And she asked for our thoughts and prayers. If all goes well, they hope to be back home by the end of the week. So that's just another way of our club being able to let everyone else know what's going on. And however you individually feel, please keep Katie and her family in your thoughts and prayers.
All right. Thank you, Steve. And thank you to our guests, Donna, Jay, Lee, Paul, Prince Alabi. I may have butchered that one. Max and Thelma. We're really glad to have you all here and glad that a couple of you are looking at joining our club. So thank you for that. And Caitlin, let's do the raffle.
Okay, so we have $90 today. The winner takes 45. And the last 4 digits are 7942. 7942. There you go, Dale. Congratulations.
All right, let's stand and recite the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, second, third, fourth, and I guess fifth. Well, hold on. We got a fifth one now, right? Have fun, right? Yeah, okay. Rotary. Good job, guys.